had it as unlisted on accident, so I stopped it real quick. Just to make sure everybody was here, and yeah. So how's everybody doing? How you doing, Teresa? Yeah, I killed it myself because I had it as unlisted and wouldn't have went out to everybody. So I don't know why I did that, but it was yeah. Good to see you, Jedi Master Gregory. How you guys doing? Yeah. So yeah, we're back, Susan. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this, guys. It is early in the morning, and I just want to get this out to you guys. It's just a couple things I've noticed here past night, this past evening, and just want to get into it. Hey, good to see you, Christine from New Zealand. Germany, awesome. Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? England, awesome. Shala. Yeah, yeah. So I already explained that. So I am going to go ahead and jump into this, okay, guys? I really do need to get this going. So, and again, guys, I'm still trying to get my OSB and everything set up right. So that is why I'm still live streaming. If you notice, my time is coming down on those a little bit because I've been kind of trying to just do my recorded, edited stuff through the live stream right now until I get completely used to all this. You know, like what I just did. I want to eliminate that kind of stuff before I just full bore go at it, and that's why. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna start here, and it most definitely is. I'm gonna make this chat really, really small. I'm only gonna be able to see like one comment at a time here. I'm doing that on purpose, okay? Because I want you guys to be able to see everything, and it kind of distracts me a little bit, and I want to get this stuff out. So I will do that. How about that? We'll try that. See how that works. Okay. Anyway, we got the human here, and again, I need to go down here and forgot to put my see. Again, this is why I'm doing this stuff because I want to get past this rusty, rookie streamer that I am, I guess, if you want to call me that. But okay. Also, guys, we were having a really good time over at Mark Pyre's channel last night. I made a community post, guys. If you guys, I mean, seriously, you guys need to get over and check him out because, man, I mean, every time I go there, I'm smiling. And as a matter of fact, as we were getting into it, they killed the stream, and he had to come back on. It was kind of crazy. Right as I'm serious, right as we were like having a really, really good time, it got killed. So he had to restart. But guess what? A lot of people came back in. So, so yeah. Okay, now we'll get back into this. So what you're seeing, guys, we're getting this repeated signature now. This horizontal thing. It's now 4 days in a row. I know a lot of other people have been talking about this a little bit, I guess. Just seeing what they have to say about it and their opinions and stuff like that. Go look at all the observations and make up your own mind. You know what I'm saying, guys? That's kind of what I would say. We do get these horizontal lines are not normal. That isn't what we usually look at. But Birthday, Arbustos channel, one I referred you guys over to, he explains horizontal signatures and what's actually happening there. Okay? What actually causes it, that kind of a thing. What could cause a horizontal signature versus a vertical one. I do think this is natural. In other words, I don't think it's being intelligent. I guess it could be intelligently done. I guess if you really wanted to go out there on a limb with that. But this particular one, guys, I don't think it is. I think it's a natural, something's happening naturally 4 days in a row, roughly about the same time. Okay? And I know a lot of people, they talk about this grid stuff up here. I'm having a hard time thinking that's anything but a tool issue. And I'm really trying to entertain all those ideas and stuff, but it's too exact. I mean, I'm talking down to and if it's not a tool flaw, it's most definitely being done intelligently. Okay, guys? So that is what it is, guys. Okay? So yeah. This here is a little burst we had, but the horizontal stuff is really what we really need to be looking at right here, because that is something we don't typically see. That is a more intense signature at that hurt level. Okay? Usually that stuff is not there. And the fact that it's happened 4 days in a row, it does, it draws in a lot of questions. And I ain't claiming to have all the answers. So, okay. So we'll go to... Let's go here first, guys. I'll pull you guys over here for now. So we're looking at the Space Weather Prediction Center. And guys, this right here, it's very low. It's back into poor range. Okay, it's like in the 60s. They got them ranged out. You can look at 60s, 70s. Obviously they go upwards like that. But when they're below 70, they're considered poor radio propagation. In other words, the people that are using the ham radio operators for communication and stuff, they don't get really good propagation at all. It really messes with the way they can communicate. It makes it harder for them, okay? And that's, most first responders, they use this ham radio stuff, okay? I know a lot of us, we know what ham radio is, but not a whole lot of us have ever messed with it. It is kind of an art that you got to get kind of used to and do the things in the right way. So, geomagnetic activity, you can see how it's up and down, up and down, up and down. And we'll get to the satellite from my my thumbnail there here in just a minute. But right here's the sun as we speak, and guys, there couldn't be a coronal hole any more in the center than that. It doesn't look to be huge or anything, but we can definitely anticipate some sort of solar wind stream from that here in about 3 or 4 days, or 4 to 5, depending on how fast it's moving. Okay. And I got some crazy things to show you here with these satellites. And I was watching these, and guys, we've been talking about, here's the ACE data, right? And this right here is normal. That little section there, this is not. Okay, so you're missing time from, right around 1900 UTC to into the 6th or the 16th, all the way up into about 7, just a few hours ago. Okay, and it started giving us readings again. So something caused this thing to stop giving us readings. It either went into safe mode because it got hit, and I think that this satellite got hit with some solar weather. And the reason I think that is because SDO did too. So when you got GO16 and SDO both glitching out at the same time, it's most certainly probably charged particles. Okay, solar wind or some sort of a CME, that kind of a thing. That's usually what would cause these tools to do this. Okay, but this time it's a little different because over on SDO it actually kind of revealed something that you wouldn't have seen unless it glitched. I think it was an accident. I don't think they meant for us to see that, and it happened. And I'll show it to you here in a second. But as far as, I guess it could have been there anyway, but we'll look at that here in a minute, okay? But I just want to show you guys this in-little model real quick. Again, not a whole lot, guys, that's going on with this other than what we've already been talking about, okay? So you got, this thing is, it shows you right here velocity, what's going to happen. And that's here in about 24 hours, that's what we can expect. Now notice there's a lot of, that's not very fast stuff. Really slow, okay? But this range up here is, basically 0 to 20, probably. Pretty close to 20 right there. That's pretty high for this graph to be trying to map stuff out. That much, okay? But this thing is picking something up that's happening on the sun right here. There's a sharp increase in the velocity right there. It goes from about 400 to 600 within a day. And that is, that's kind of typical when we get a solar wind stream. That's what I would say. Okay. So, there's that part. Now, guys, here's the Aurora. And again, when we get solar weather, we're going to notice these things. And I'll try to show you guys this more often because it is easier when I'm using my computer instead of my phone on this particular part. Because you notice when I hit play right there, you see how fast it came up and started playing? Well, if I'm on my phone, guys, it takes me a lot longer because I have to wait for that thing to load up. The phone is just not as fast as my computer. And it takes me so much longer. And I know you guys don't like the live streams every day. And I don't like that either, okay? So again, like I said, I'm going to go back to my edited stuff as soon as I get used to this. Plus, I'm going to be doing live streams on top of them, okay? I'm adding something. I'm not taking anything away. I just want everybody to know that. So we're getting these, you know, like I said, you can go down here and you can toggle it forward. So nothing's really down even close to the border of the United States. So Aurora photographers, you know, past couple days have been okay for them, but now it's kind of going back to blah, that kind of thing, right? Here is this, and you know, with all that stuff showing that we're not, you know, having any kind of solar wind increase, this thing sure is active. It's not extreme, but it's not, you know, dead quiet. Well, I guess it kind of got quiet there about the last half of that. Well, there it goes again. You see that? You see where it's centering kind of up in here? You can kind of see it wave out a little bit. But, you know, that's just where it's coming in at the time. So, okay. Here is the other Magnetosphere models. Okay, these are the ones that the sun's off here to the left. These are newer than the other ones I'm going to show you here over on ISWA here in a minute. I'm with you here in Indiana, Joy. I got a picture I'm going to show you guys of the sun from Indiana. You know, I know most people know this, but, you know, the dust from the wildfires, the smoke, it made it here. Matter of fact, it made it to Jersey. It's probably out in the Atlantic a little bit. You know, the trade winds and stuff picked them up and sucked it on through. And it's been giving us some crazy sunsets. I'm talking where we can sun gaze without any kind of equipment. It's pretty cool. But, you know, and I'll show it to you because you can actually see the corona. You can tell the difference between the corona and the actual sun itself. And just quick little trivia fact, people that don't know this, the surface of the sun is actually not as hot as the corona. That leads right back to what I was talking about in my previous live stream about how you can take reflectors and generate more heat from the same source. You can actually make things hotter than what it actually is. It's nuts, but that's how it works. Okay. So this here really isn't showing us a whole lot of craziness on the density. Yesterday it was. I showed it to you guys. This one, it seems like everything's calming down a little bit, but it's almost too calm. Okay, Christy, how you doing? I'm Indiana also. Oh man, Banshee Mania, Thomas Jones. Hey, there you go. Hey, another Indiana, another Hoosier. That's right. Yeah, tell me what a Hoosier is. People say, well, somebody from Indiana. But what do Indiana people say what a Hoosier is? I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me. Probably dummy, I guess, for me anyway. Okay, we'll skip over that for a second. We're going to go over here to, I'm going to go over here to ISWA real quick. Okay, before we get in there. This is the CME tracker again, guys. I just want to show you this real quick because that's a 7. On the 7th, it's still showing the same CME. Nothing's updating on this thing, and it's really ridiculous at this point. Because there's so many CMEs happening. Off the left, right, all over the place. And I'm not the only one talking about this. Actually, mainstream science has actually addressed this too, this past week. And there's a couple of channels I watch. I'm not going to mention them, but because a lot of their stuff I don't really agree with what they say. But that they were actually showing the same thing I've been showing you guys for the past week or two. You know, saying that nothing's happening Earth facing. Why? It's extremely weird. Now, I know there is a phenomenon there that they've actually proven that happens. I'm not sure if they know what the science is behind that yet or not. But the data and the research has proven that a lot of times when stuff gets Earth-facing, it peters out. It doesn't fire at us for some reason. Now, if it was a planet issue, it should be happening on Venus and Mars and Mercury, all that, but it's not. It seems to be just Earth that it's doing it with. So that does, raise some questions. What's going on? Oh, another side note, guys. You guys see where Venus is, they found some biological particles in its atmosphere, like it could possibly have life on it. And Venus is thought to be one of the most crazy, volatile planets as far as gas and all that. Okay, so I am going to go over here to ISWA. I wasn't ISWA. Where's my ISWA tab? There it is. Okay. So this is where I really want you guys to pay attention, because this is where I noticed that stuff. So I showed you ACE, right? And that's Go 16 is a satellite out there picking up readings, and we look at the satellite captures from it even for weather sometimes. Okay, a lot of them do. So this is SDO. This is a totally different satellite. So I'm going to hit the refresh button on these real quick. So I've had these sitting here for about an hour. So we'll see if they give us even more stuff to look at here. So I'm going to pause that, bring this over to here, and oops. Bring that up to there. Okay. Now, up in here is what I really want you guys to look at. Okay. You see that right there, correct? So what I'm going to do, I guess I could back it off a little bit. Yeah, that'll probably work right there. Let's take it right there. So just look right here. You can already tell something's happening right there, right? Well, it's a CME, okay? I can tell you that straight up. That's a CME, but watch this side of the sun again. It definitely, see how it all, and then you start seeing it stream out of here too, going the same direction. It's like it's all going to one spot. It'd be different if this one here was going this way and then this one down here actually went this way or whatever. But they seem to both be, if we could see over here, would they be touching each other at this point? And that's what it looks like. And I know you guys just seen that flash, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. Okay, so if you look right in here, I'm going to go a little slower this time. Just want you to watch in there, okay? Did you see that little jump that thing did? See that? That little like it glitched. I think solar weather hit the satellite right there. Okay, and I'll show you why here in a second. That was not a controlled roll of any kind of calibration or anything. Okay, so I went over here and you can see this doing it right there. Right there, watch where my cursor's at. That was clearly a CME that blew off the sun right there, right? Now, it's not coming at us. I can tell you that right now, and that's not why I'm showing it to you. So let me take it back here, and we're going to just do it kind of fast like that. Something else I want to point out real quick, though. Look over here. The whole sun itself, down here, they're all active at the same time. Again. See how most of that was ejecting about the same time? If you look here and here at the same time, they're going to move. It's going to eject. See it? I know it's not as intense over here right at that second, but they most certainly are both doing something. Okay, along with down here, and even down here if you look real close. Now, most of this stuff is off the side of the sun. It's not coming at us, okay? But let me show you the 304. This is where really it got kind of interesting for me. Now, this is where we look at for filaments, right? Now, you're seeing this up here, obviously. That's a filament. Let me get this up here. And you see a lot of filaments right now. There's even actually one down here. If you look real close, you can actually see a dark little thin line. And that is a filament. That's what they look like when they're facing Earth, because the sun's the background. The filaments are actually, when you got the background of space, yeah, you can see them a lot easier. But notice over here, all this stuff is poking out, so is that. You can follow this filament here. Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in real close because I want you guys to see this, because it does show pretty well. If you look real close, you can kind of see right in there how it's kind of darker. That darker area is actually the northern coronal hole. Down here, it looks like that filament is actually rotated on and off, because that would make sense right now, just so you know. I seen it yesterday, actually the day before was the first time I seen it. So what I'm going to do is this. Hit that like that. I'm going to hoping that it, okay, it is. Okay, now watch right in here, because we're going to get to the point where it glitches. See that? See, now when this one glitched, it actually had a flash too. See that? We didn't have that flash on the other one. Right? It went completely blank. So whatever hit this caused this camera itself to get flooded, got overexposed with light. Now, why is that? Well, this capture right here is actually like 8 seconds different from the one I showed you here, where it glitched, right? Where it looked like where it got hit. So let me, what I'm going to do, get that back here. Sorry. So there it glitches, right? I'm going to take it back further. So again, look right in here. You see, did you see the sun move right there? Now the sun didn't move. The satellite got bumped, right, with some solar wind. But check out what we see. Okay, look what's here. Now I know some of this blew off already, right? But watch what happens. Right in here. The frame right before it goes white. It does this. Okay, and you know, normally that's no big deal, whatever, but look what it showed. Okay, obviously you guys can see that. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do here. Click on that again. So we're going to watch that again really close up. Okay, I'm going to run it back. Now you can see where that plasma was right there, right? It's ejecting off the sun. But watch what it does. It's almost gone, right? Well, then we get the glitch. Bam, right in your eyes. That. It just, to me, it didn't look like it should be that big after it blew off right there. It's almost like, yeah, it's almost like something is causing that to be there. And I'm not sure if they really wanted us to see that, but, you know, and it could just be the CME. I get it. You know what I mean? It could blow off like that. But that, you know, we would have never seen it that big unless the satellite got hit at the same time. Remember, the satellite's like 92 million miles away from the sun. Okay, see how it's almost gone right there? And then when it glitches, it actually picks it up even better. It picked it back up, is what I'm trying to say. So, you know, I just thought that was interesting. You know, were we supposed to, why is it stopping right there? Because it doesn't look like it actually leaves out too quick, but it most definitely did not go back to the sun. So it did go on out into space. And then we got this to deal with up here too, right? So let me back off of this. So I wanted to show you that, and that kind of, you know, that pretty much is showing you, hey, we just took a hit. You know, both those satellites, one of them missed data, and one of them did this at the exact same time. So we got hit with solar wind of some sort. And I don't think it was actually predicted, because it didn't really hit any of the stuff that I've seen. So, but over here, this is a solar wind model. And all this stuff going on in here is extremely weird. Okay? It's, number one, that's extremely low intensity right there. Density, right? And you can even see how it's almost got different bows going on right there, right? So if I back it up, and see what happens as I go back forward. So that's just kind of strange, guys. Not to mention there was one here that I seen that the arrows are showing you the direction of the wind. Whenever you see the wind actually way out back pointing towards the sun, it's just, I don't think it should really be like that. Look back here. Okay? So something's pushing hard enough back here, or swirling or something, that's stronger than what we're getting from the front, or it wouldn't be able to push that direction. Now keep in mind that is inside our magnetosphere, so it's the solar weather is kind of getting blocked out a little bit. Okay, so I just want to keep it, you know, there, because that is most definitely. See, watch these arrows. I'll take it here, right? Look, see, this is what they look like normally. You see that? But up here, look up here. So, what the heck, you know? Now watch these arrows. I mean, they're going back and forth, back and forth. See that? It's just, yeah, I mean, we've seen this before, but this is, you know, whenever we do, we typically try to look at it because a lot of times something's going on. Now, I can't say anything's actually going on right now. I'm not going to sit here and claim that because I haven't seen it. You know, we've had some earthquakes and stuff, but nothing that would cause me to say this is what caused it. You know what I mean, guys? Let's see if I can't find that other. Okay. Yeah, this is one I really wanted to show you because this one definitely does show, you know, Earth conditions better. So watch. Okay, this is showing some pretty intense activity, guys. Okay, and we would expect that during a solar wind stream. Okay, I'm not saying that some of this stuff is not expected. I'm just saying what we're experiencing there is definitely more than normal. Now you can even see the wider line here inside the satellite line. And I'm wondering if, you know, that little flashing thing I was showing you guys over on HI2, if this isn't some of what we're seeing. And, you know, I'm not saying that it 100% is. You know, I really can't even say that at all, period, because it's going to be hard to prove anything over on HI2 that somebody can say is 100%. It's just hard. Because there's not too many satellites out there that are actually looking at that kind of stuff. But you can see how these things are all, it's just weird. And the fact that we had, you know, that's intense right there, guys. That's pretty intense. Yeah, so we're getting all this stuff. You know what I'm going to do, though, in my next video, guys? I'm going to find the Australian magnetosphere model. I like that one because it basically, it's just a line. And it bounces back and forth, and it tells you its position. And it gives you wind speed and how strong something is. But it's, what I like about it, I hate to say this, but it's from Australia. It isn't our government or our agencies or observatories or colleges. It's not in our country. It's outside of it. So, and then, you know, guys, I did want to show you this because this is the one I wanted to stop on. You know, we've been talking about cracks and stuff in the magnetosphere, right? Or the magnetic field. You see that right there? You know, it's full all the way around here. But look at that. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. And it doesn't stay there long, which would make sense. See how it all filled back in again? So, okay, so we'll get out of that stuff. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. And guys, really, I'm just trying to give you an update. But I have noticed a couple different things here. Now, I do want to take you over here to the... oh, gosh. Wow, look what happened. That just happened. Let's check that out. a 5.6 off the Loyalty Islands, right there. Okay, there was one here too, just happened. That was in Oklahoma, so that's probably fracking, I would assume. Let's look at it. Yeah, it's probably fracking, guys. We get earthquakes there quite a bit. A 3.3, that's about in the range for fracking, I think. But yeah. So, that being said, there's not a whole lot of, we did get a 6.4 there. Again, we're still getting these, higher quakes. Now, I want to say this too. Sometimes it's not bad to get these, because if we let them, if we let it sit here, we don't see anything, then we really got to wonder, because that's usually the calm before the storm. Stuff's just building, waiting to just rock it out. And so when you see a lot of people that have been predicting these things for a long time, and you start hearing them say, man, we haven't had too much activity lately, and usually they'll say, look out for the bigger ones here in the next week or two, that kind of thing, right? Especially if you add in solar weather all at the same time. So, yeah, I'll leave that at that. Now, we'll take a look at these wildfires real quick, because I know I've been getting a lot of questions on these. This is the shortwave, I think. Is that what I got set on? Got set on true color. Okay. So what you're going to see here, all these little black dots right there, those are wildfires. So let me back it off, and you'll be able to see it once the sun comes up. You see those? Now, I know we've been having a lot of wildfires, guys, okay? And I know the other day it was pretty extreme, but some of this stuff is normal, okay? Now, I'm not sure if many people know this, but, a fire, like when farmers will actually set their fields on fire every once in a while, because it repairs the pH in the soil. It actually makes things so much more fertile, and it makes things grow a lot better. So farmers that kind of rotate crops around will burn a controlled burn. So this is God and nature's way of doing that sometimes. So I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that. Some of this stuff is normal. We always hear about California wildfires down into Arizona and Nevada, the whole West Coast, right? Now, again, what we seen the other day up here, like a week or so ago, was extremely extreme. That was bad, okay? It was not normal to see something like that. But this right here, Theodora, Christopher, listen, I love that right there. The end or new beginning. That actually sums up kind of my attitude, guys. No fear at all. Because I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff that we show you, a lot of it has always been that way. We just didn't know it. So some of us, when we show certain things, it most certainly does, lend to the fact that now we're just able to see it. That is part of it. Now, it's not all of it. I want everybody to understand that. But we cannot forget the fact that we can see things, a lot more things than what we could. So it makes sense that we do see, crazy stuff here and there. You know what I mean? Let's take a different look at a different one there. Let's go back up here north. As you can tell, guys, I'm getting a little bit more familiar with this tool. Again, I still don't know it like I need to go in depth on this. Okay? I'm just simply showing you guys where the wildfires are. You can see the smoke that's really clear. Me and my daughter was talking, and she was like, "You can see that from space?" I'm like, "Yeah." And that kind of shocks people, but that is the truth. So on this aspect right here, I got something I want to show you. We were just talking here a minute ago, right, guys? I'm in Indiana. This was my son. This is my photograph. I took a couple videos. I just haven't uploaded them yet. But that's what it looks like because of the smoke. You know what I mean? And it's really cool to look at. We were able to sit there in the parking lot, me and my wife and my daughter, and look at this thing for quite a while. And, obviously it's not going to hurt you because everything, it's like having sunglasses or a filter or whatever on here. And this actually helps everybody to, helps explain to people what you can see when you put a filter on it. We didn't do this, but yet we see it, right? So why can't we put filters on things to see certain things? Because, let me show you. This is a great way to show it to you guys. This is nature doing this, right? This is nature's filter. Now you take that filter off there, what are you going to see? You're going to see a big bright light about this big that you can't even hardly look at. Let alone see the difference of the surface of the sun with the corona on the outside. Okay? I didn't touch that photograph. All I did was snap the picture. That was it. So that's it. I show this to people, stuff like this, because it's kind of asinine, guys, when people get on people for using a filter. They're not photoshopping stuff or anything like that. They're just simply changing the color or the exposure, the light. That's it. They're not going in here, oh gosh, just do this and add this and this here, this and there. For the most part, that's not what's going on. Okay? I really wanted to point that out because it does bother me when I hear that kind of stuff. We wouldn't know half the stuff we do now if it wasn't for filters. When they were looking at the sun years and years ago through telescopes, they used the solar filter. That's how some of these guys seen this stuff way back. Let's see here. What'd you say here, Acquire? Do you think it was because of smoke the greater light looked like that today? Maybe. When we talk about like sand coming from the Sahara, the dust travels all the way across the Atlantic into the United States. There's some nutrients and stuff that actually go from the Sahara into the South America that it's needed. It's needed for some of their crops. It's kind of crazy, but that's how it works. They need the Sahara dust to actually get that. Hey, Christine, how you doing? Thanks for modding for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly, Ricky. Ricky. I mean, filters and photoshopping are so completely unrelated. 100%. Photoshopping is changing the characteristics of the photograph intentionally with adding things to it. Not filtering out the light. That's it, right? So, yeah. I get kind of fired up on that because I used to think that way too. I think most of us did at some point until we finally figured out, hey, what the heck, There's nothing wrong with looking through that. And nothing was changed but the light. That's it. So, okay. Now let's close out of that. All right. So we're gonna pop over here because I want to show you this real quick, and then we're gonna call this a day, guys. And before I do that, I forgot about that. Man, I tell you, I'd lose my freaking head if it wasn't attached. Okay, I wanted to touch on the hurricane here, guys. So, 1979? It's probably 1879. The Carrington event. Carrington event was had a big solar flare, CME, that fried all the telegraph lines. They were seeing auroras down on the equator and stuff. It was kind of nuts. But here's Sally, guys. The biggest thing here for me, guys, is the rain. This isn't going to be something you're going to see significantly in like the first few hours. The biggest problem is going to come after. All right, we're going to have they got storm surge coming in. I do think that they thought it was going to kind of come in over here a little bit further to the west, but it didn't. It actually started making its turn a little quicker. And it looks like, I think the eye wall may actually even be on land now, but they don't consider that a landfall until the center of the eye goes, the outside of the center actually makes, breaches that land line. But regardless, thanks, Gibber. I really appreciate that. So yeah, you get this right here, and once it gets up, this one especially. What was kind of nuts about this? They had the pressure, the millibars were dropping, and typically that's a really good sign of a strengthening system. It was down to like 972, I think, millibars. It dropped like 12 or 14 within, from one update to the other. So they actually increased the wind speed to 90 instead of 85. Now I think, when they had it coming in over here, they thought it was going to be a little stronger when it actually was going to make landfall. But because of whatever happened here, again, who knows? So what we're going to do here, the Windy tool is a very good tool, guys. I suggest everybody go check it out. Okay, I really do, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at rain, and you can see they're predicting 9.69 inches right there in the next 3 days. Okay, you can set your stuff down here. You see this? I tell you what, let's just go next 24 and see what we got. About the same, right? So you can move this around wherever you want. That says 15 inches of rain, guys. I mean, my gosh, that's just crazy. That's too far out. That's out in the ocean. It's kind of hard with this stupid 14 inches there. Okay, and again, what was good for Louisiana here, it wasn't so nice for Florida. you see what I'm getting? It's always, oh my gosh, we worry about this, it's going to make landfall here. What about these people? Well, if it ain't going to affect those people, most of the time, guys, it ends up affecting somebody else. And we just want people to be aware. That's the biggest thing we can do to help. Any of us. And honestly, that's what it is. You can actually do this, just kind of grab it and move it around. You can see what kind of rain we're getting. Okay, we can do that with the wind too. Let me do that with the wind real quick. So up here right now, I think this is current. Maybe. I don't think it. That's actually sustained winds. What we want to look at is wind gusts, because that's usually what we typically look at. So, you got 95 mile an hour winds there. That looks like there's 99. You get into the center, it'll actually drop drastically. So there's 72 miles up there. Now, one thing that happened with this hurricane, because it didn't condense and become real strong towards the center, the wind field actually extended out further than what they thought it was going to. So that means more people were affected, but maybe not so greatly. You know what I mean? Radar and satellite. Did I get that? Okay, come on. Update me here. Rain and thunder. Honestly, I really don't know what the thunder is. I don't know what that even means on this thing. Okay, rain accumulation. There's the rain accumulation thing again. Waves. This might give us wave height. Yeah, it does. That's cool. That's a 15-foot wave height right there. 18, 20, 21. Okay. Now, this isn't storm surge. This is just the height of the waves. Okay, I was in Huntington Beach, California with my cousin once, and we were seeing 10 to 20 foot waves, and they had all the red flags out. Go out here. Matter of fact, they were like giving people tickets for going out in the ocean because it was so dangerous. They would just tell you, "Hey, you go out there, we ain't coming to get you." And I got scared to death because my cousin took a wave right to the back, took him straight to the bottom, and drug him out about 50 feet. And I couldn't even see him. I was freaking out. Hey, Hillbilly. Hey, did you ever email me? I was waiting on you. If you haven't, email me, man. I don't know if I still have you in my contacts or not. That's... guys, I lost my phone and stuff about, 6 months ago. Broke, and I lost all my contacts and all that stuff. Even some of my email stuff got just jacked up. It was stupid. Now I'm backing everything up, so I don't have to worry about that again. But... Okay, sea temperatures, we don't want to go to that, but I did want to show you that. Now, what else was I going to show you before I stop there? Oh, that's right. Here they're talking about sun cycle here, guys. They had a press conference, and we are officially in solar cycle 25. Okay, I'm not sure what day they actually designated. They'll probably proactively take it backwards and find out whatever day they want to say it started. So we are no longer in solar cycle 24. Again, does that mean anything? Not really, other than the fact that we can expect to get some more activity according to historic data is what I'm saying. Okay, the data will point us to a more active time coming rather quickly. Okay, you can see how we're going to peak again. Solar cycle 25 should peak right around 2025. So I wanted to show you that, and then this is something else too I wanted to show you. Now here's the NEO, or the near Earth objects chart over here at Space Weather, right? And this is a really good chance for me to show you guys what happens. You've heard me say that sometimes you'll get on here and you come back and there's extra ones added. Well, let's count these right here. So we got, on September 11th, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And this is today, on the 16th. Let's take that thing back to, oh gosh, let's take it back to the 12th. Let's count the ones that they had on here for the 11th then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's about the same. Let's go back up here. Back to the 10th. I'm pretty sure it's missing a couple here. No, it's not. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I must have been looking at a different one. A different date. But I was on here looking, I was comparing them. And we most certainly, maybe it was the one on the 13th. There was some of them showed up today. Okay? And the reason why is because they didn't see them until today. So unless they're going back and putting them back here, even on the previous dates now. Oh, I didn't hit view. My gosh. That's what it was. I didn't hit view, guys. We were looking at the same stupid... Okay. Yeah, now let's go look. Okay, I only took it back a couple days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's still 5 there. But let's go back to the 10th now on this thing. I'm pretty sure it showed only like 3. Yeah, there you go. Look, back on the 10th, there was only 2. So they spotted 3 more within the course of 6 or 7 days. So, morning, Druid. How you doing? Anthony Wynn, how are you? Truth Driven, how you doing? So, yeah, I mean, you got all this stuff, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to show that to you guys because it does put in perspective some things, okay? We don't always see them. But I wanted to show you guys this particular one here. Actually, I don't want to show you this one. This is the one from the other day. Let's go back. So there's some more Aurora stuff there, guys. So you guys can see here that looks like the coronal holes are going to start opening up a little bit bigger. Okay, I do think that that's going to happen. I really think we're going to start seeing that, a lot more sunspots, and we need a little bit more anyway, but we don't need the big time stuff. I just got to say that straight up. Also, guys, I'm going to touch on something here real quick, okay? And that is, I see a lot of, I really don't want to, I'm trying to put this in a way where I'm trying to be as not of offensive as it can actually come out, okay? Because I really don't, I don't have a problem with the people in general with this, but I do have a problem with the outcome of what happens. So what am I talking about? Well, I tell you what, I'm going to drop this out of here first. I'm talking about date setting, okay? I think it's a very dangerous thing to do. And it's just my opinion, okay? Why? Why do I think it's dangerous? Well, because you get people doing things and they don't need to be doing it. Number one, it can affect their pocketbook because they're doing stuff to try to, kind of combat things that could or whatever off the word of somebody giving them a specific day and time. Now, when you do that, as any kind of a researcher, and I see this all the time, people backtrack. They're trying to cover themselves. They will try to put stuff out there that is, they'll put a date out there, right? And then once that date starts getting closer, they start getting nervous that they weren't right. So they start backtracking, saying, well, this, and this is why. There's no reason to set a specific date. If we're out here saying, listen, pay attention to what's going on, try to be as ready as you can. What more can you do anyway? If you're actually doing that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guys, remember my chat rules, okay? Please don't, attack another channel creator, please. I understand what you're saying there. I'm not going to go into any of that, but please try to not attack another channel in the chat. I really, really would appreciate that. So, yeah, so the date setting. I don't think anything positive comes from that. It turns up it either ends up in them being wrong and they lose the credibility, and then they have to try to rebuild that, and people go back to them. It just doesn't make any sense, okay? And being a religious man that I am, I've been told for a very long time, that the Lord's coming back and that whole thing, right? And at some point in my, like middle 30s, I started questioning. Because I was told since the day I was 2 that he was coming back. Well, he ain't back yet. So what I figured out is that you don't have to know the specific day. You don't have to know the specific year. We can know the season. And I'm not just talking about biblical stuff. I'm talking about everything. So if we do what we were supposed to do from the beginning, which is, stay at least halfway prepared, we can't do any more anyway, even if we know the day that it's coming. All it does is sow doubt in people's minds. And it ends up making the whole genre of that whole situation look bad. Because people, oh, they're over there saying this and this and this. Well, I'm not over here saying this, but a guy that does research like me is saying it, so I get lumped in with them. So I just, I really have a hard time. And the only reason why I'm addressing this is because I was asked, when do you think this is going to happen? When do you think stuff's going to happen? Well, first thing I want to say is I don't think a planet is going to hit us. That's the first thing I would say. I don't think, that's I just don't. All the stuff that we show you and stuff, at no way am I saying that a planet's going to hit us. Yes, we can get meteorites, we can get asteroids and all that, but it is not a planet, okay? And I'm not going to go into any, how far a planet could be away from us and all that kind of stuff. But for me, and this is how I believe, I don't think there's no way that there's going to be a planet ever going to hit us. If it does, I don't think we're going to be here to know it before. So many things would happen before that would actually hit us that we wouldn't be here for the actual impact. My opinion, So yeah. Skywatcher, what's up? Says Blue. Oh, Blue. I hope that I'm wrong. What do you hope you're wrong about, bud? Let's hear the great sign in heaven. Well, yeah. I mean, listen. If we believe in the Bible, okay, and we believe in what it says and all that, yes, it tells us to look to the stars for signs. It does. Stars, look to the heavens and the stars for signs. But that's exactly what it is. It's signs. It's not telling you exactly when things happen. It even goes even further and said we're not going to know the day or the hour, but we can know the season. Now this is this is religious talk that I usually don't talk about here, because I get it, and I've always told you guys I'm a believer, so listen, but I'm not going to set dates. That's what I'm trying to say, and I'm not really even talking about for religious purposes. I'm talking about for everything. You got people out there saying, they change. You can go watch the thumbnails. And they do it on purpose. The world's ending tomorrow. Well, then they say, the world's going to end in 3 days. Then it's going to end in 7 days. It just keeps changing, right? Eventually, they're going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get it, Becca. I do, okay? I try to have respect for other channel creators because I know how hard this is, putting yourself out there like this, even the ones I don't agree with, okay? I do know that, and it does make it, and like I said before, even those channels, there are some truths to be seen there. You just got to find them. I showed you guys my subscriber list, and there's probably people on that subscriber list you wouldn't think would be there. But they're there because I do. I go watch some of their channels and stuff just so I can see what, maybe I missed something and all that kind of stuff, right? I humble myself enough to be able to say and do that. And, my pride is not there. I don't have pride. I take pride in what I give to you guys. And I give you a better idea of what's going on by dropping my pride, being able to go look at everything and not just be stuck on one. So, well, that's okay, Becca. I mean, I get it. Sending fellow believers to hell is not okay. Well, there's other ways to get people to understand and see what you're trying to say. I can tell you this, that if you attack somebody like another channel, you're not helping them. And then the people that watch them, they're not going to listen to you or me or anybody else if you're throwing a bunch of negativity stuff out there. It just doesn't usually work that way. Usually I shut down when somebody does that to me. For me, it's mine. Oh, I know. Becky, no. I'm not saying you. No, I know you weren't saying that. No, that's not what I mean. I just want you guys to know where I stand and why I have these rules, because I do think that we can get truth from other people. And, for me, the way I do things, I find better conversations happen when I'm not, just, I don't know. I really don't know how to say all that. It's hard to get people to understand sometimes, because I am kind of the oddball when it comes to that. Most of the way I deal with things, people would see it as a weakness, but I get people coming to me that you guys don't see that would never ever go to somebody that's abrasive. You know what I mean? And I think there's a place for all of us, is what I'm saying. And so yeah, Becca. No, I no, don't think I'm mad or anything. I know what you're saying. I really do. And I actually, believe it or not, Becca, I share a lot of your opinions. Okay, I really do. But again, I just try not to start that kind of stuff, because I did once, and it turned out bad for that other person, and I felt bad. Okay, I felt horrible. It didn't have nothing to do with religion or anything, but I felt horrible because it kind of really affected them in a bad way, and I didn't want that. That was never my intent. So, when that happened, I was like, man, I really need to just relook at how I'm, my approach. And it's hard on a lot of conversations. It really is. Because you just don't know how to approach somebody. Are they going to respond more to the in-your-face type of, hey, I'm showing you this? Or should I back off and just sow seeds and let them come to me? Yeah. Oh, for sure, Becca. I'm with you on that. Okay. I really do. I mean, I am. So, yeah. I mean, I think that's where we're going with that. Have you Boo, you haven't forgot about Naughty Beaver, have you? Oh, no. No, not at all. Like I said, guys, he hasn't posted a video in, what, 4 months? I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen anything he posted. Like I said, guys, I watch everybody. So, yeah. I mean, and why am I talking about this specific subject right now? Because I do think, and Sky and Becca, you're probably going to agree with me here, that if everybody looks at the world geopolitically right now, and they just kind of tag that into everything that we're talking about here and everything else that's going on around the world, people better be looking and keeping their head on a swivel, because it most certainly stuff is going on. When you start seeing things now, whether they're using the Bible as a playbook or whether it is what others think it is, regardless, stuff is happening, and that's my point. We're just going to have to sit back and do what we can for those that don't know. It's been my experience that those are the ones that we typically can help. Because once you get somebody that thinks they know stuff, they most certainly will not accept anything coming at them that is negative, in a negative way. So at that point, the only option you have is to sow little seeds and let that grow. And unfortunately, I don't know that we have that much time. When it comes to stuff like that. And I'm not talking about the end of the world or nothing like that. I'm not even going to get into the biblical prophecies and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, natural disasters and stuff like that. Plus everything else, guys. I don't put anything away. I really don't. So, yeah. Teresa, how you doing today? Hope you're feeling okay. When you told me that yesterday, you really did. You threw me for a loop. I'm not, that was a nervous laugh. Wow. I am, man. I don't know what to say. Thank you for being here. That's what I will say, because I do appreciate you, and I've told you that a bunch, even before now. I do appreciate all you guys that have stuck with me through all of this. And I think you guys have seen me grow a lot. My knowledge has actually increased with the tools and stuff that I show you guys, and I do my best, guys. I really do. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to say things that's going to make people mad, and I'm going to say things that are probably going to be wrong sometimes, but I will correct them, and that's all I can promise you. I can give you my 100%, and that's all I got, Yeah, for sure, Becca, and I think we would all be better. I do. I really do. It's like I explained it the other day. The truth, if we keep an open mind like we say we need to, well, then we can't, close the back door from stuff that we, have already made it past. So, we blew by all this dogmatic stuff. Yes, we're all bam. You know what I mean? I know you do, Becca. You do. You keep an open mind. I've seen you do it here. I mean, I really have. In the comment sections, multiple times. Everybody does. But we cannot forget where we came from, because there's still some truth back there. That's what I mean, It could come from the side. You know what, guys? I learned the best things from my kids. It's awesome, And most people won't even give their kids that kind of credit. I will, because I'm telling you, man, they come up with some doozies. Sometimes they're not filtered, and it just comes out, not in a mean way, but it comes out just blankly, there it is, and it makes you like, wow, you're right. You're like, well, wow. I get it from my daughter all the time. Why is this happening, Dad? And it makes you look, and you're like, good observation. I didn't even see that one. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Now, with me in an attempt to cut the time down on this live stream stuff, I kind of blew it out the water there on the end, didn't I? But you know what, guys? Since I've already done that, I do want to show you guys something again. Okay? And I say this because I have a hard time putting this out in a positive way. And I know a lot of other people do too. Okay? So what I will say here is this. I'm going to take you guys over to his channel. Okay, this is Mark Pyers, and a lot of you guys have already stopped in there. Okay? You need to come and just keep doing it, because I'm telling you, I was there last night. Yeah, it's, here, I'll type it in there, sorry. It's actually lowercase. Sorry about that. I have my caps locked. But yeah, bluecool52@gmail. Just hit me up there if you want to talk to me. Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate that. I really do. But if you guys ever need a break from all the negative stuff that we have to look at every day, come over here. I am serious. This was such a godsend. Scott sent me over here, and I'm telling you, I can't thank Scott enough for doing that. And I can't thank Mark enough for doing what he does. It's just so positive. And I'm telling you guys, you know you're over the target when they start messing with you. Okay, so you tell me why a channel that has, like last week, he was at like 300, little over 300 subs, or right at. Scott shouted him out. After that, I shouted him out quite a few times. Look where he's at now, guys. 1.5 thousand. That's 5 times what he was. And I'm telling you, he deserves 50 times that, if not more. Yeah, my name's Mark. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of Marks going around here. So, yeah, Grady, I mean, yeah, Teresa, did you guys, yeah. I'm telling you, Teresa, you guys will just love him. He's thankful for everything that people do for him. I mean, just look at the, this is him 12 years ago. And like I said, I've already shown some of this. And I don't want to be like showing this all the time, because I get what that looks like and all that. But this guy deserves it. Okay. And let me tell you something else. You guys deserve to hear what he's doing. I mean, he makes up he makes up songs on the fly. Again, look, it says 600 days in a row. I think he's at 6 what? Let's go to his videos, so I can get my stupid chat out the way. Okay, here's his videos. I'm trying to see. Anyway, he's over 620 something days in a row. It's amazing. He streams for 2 to 6 hours a night, and he gets on that beat seat he made. He patented that acoustic instrument. Basically, it's drums and stuff that he sits on, so he can still play his guitar, but he can do the percussion at the same time with his feet. And but something else that he does, guys, is this. You see that right there? Real Talk Family Reconnect Part 2. He does these parodies. Here, I'll click on one of them.
Fires. And it's real talk. Looking for another way.
That's him singing.
Ease my mind and help my living.
So I'm going to go forward here till he gets into the... It's funny because he calls Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Couch or something. Yeah, let's play it.
Behind all of the gaslighting, sleeps over, bumbling
Guys, he's doing all those voices, just so you know.
Biden. He wants to fight me behind the school. Look, let's go, Sleepy.
Very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
I just had to watch that again. Oh my goodness, he's such a marble-mouthed, muffin-headed bumbler. Sleeping on his sleep sofa, little Joey futon.
Punch some people in the face!
I think that werewolf made Winona Ryder pee her pants. That's what it looked like there.
So anyway, I wanted to show you guys. See what I mean? I didn't even. it makes me laugh every time. It's just crazy. So, guys, please go check him out. He deserves it, guys. Positivity. That's where it's at. Okay, it really is, and I think that we reach more people that way. And some of us that do this day in and day out, we need that. We need to back off and get some positivity sometimes. We need to remember why we're doing it. Sometimes we forget. And, I've always tried my best not to do a video just for the sake of doing a video. There's always a reason why behind me doing videos. Always. I'm not going to come on here and just bam, just start spouting off with the mouth. And this right here is where Mark Pyers here has an advantage over me. Is because I'm trying to show you guys stuff that is very, very negative stuff in a more positive way. He has a reason to be on all the time because he is simply showing you positivity and truth. So he probably feels the same way I do. He's not going to get on here for no reason. He's there every day for a reason, and that is to give positivity to everybody else. And that's what he's doing. He did it for 2 years, guys, with only like 200 subs. That's dedication. Okay? That is complete dedication. Not because he had a bunch of subs there and making, a buttload of money, because that wasn't the case. He couldn't even monetize at that point. So what I'm saying, guys, it's just, listen, yeah. Well, I know, Christine, not everything, I just try to take what I show you guys. I don't want to put it out there in a way where it's going to scare people, even if it is a scary thing. Now, I'll tell everybody, exactly what I'm saying. But none of us know exactly what's going to happen. So it would be irresponsible for me to tell you that I know exactly what's going on 100% of the time. Because I don't. And so, with that being said, I try to, integrate positivity as much as I can. And, showing Mark here, his channel, to you guys, is part of me doing that. Because once Scott pointed me over here to him, Scott seen the positivity. He wanted me to see that and feel that. So I went over here and did this. And now I'm sharing it with you. And this is how this all goes, guys. I really want to get, I watch Marfugo all the time, guys, and I tried to call in a couple different times. I really would love to see Marf shout him out and get a love bomb going for his channel. And it, that 1.5 would probably double in a day if Marf did that. I have to get, like I said, I've gotten so many subscribers from Marfugo, it's not even funny. Same way with Scott, what he did for me. Okay? So this is how I say it. We can get people over there. People can people can refer things to me over to my channel. But once they're here, it's my responsibility to keep them. And I think that the channels that, are staying pretty decent, maybe having a slow growth or whatever, they're usually doing the right thing. So I want this to happen for him, not just for him, but for everybody. Because the more people he's touching, the more positivity is going to be out there. That's my goal in all that. That's why I promote stuff like this. I will not send you guys to a channel that I don't agree with at all. I just won't do it. Yeah, I know. That's the other thing, son. I struggle with stealing the time from another caller. You know what I mean? I already have a platform here, and I can talk and say what I need to. You know what I mean? So, some people don't have channels and things like that. So, I want to give them a chance to get on the show and do all. That's why I haven't called in a while. I still watch almost every show. So, And guys, like I said, go check out Mark Spires here. Go check out Scott, Planet X News. You check out, Trinity, Red or Blue Pill, I-Ho Kermit the Frog here. That's her channel name, guys. She's one of my mods now. There's a bunch of channels out there, guys. I could just keep repeating over and over and over again. I'm going to set up a featured channel in my about page here, guys. In the sub tabs at the top when you come to my channel. That way you guys know, okay? You can scroll down through my subscription list. Just know when you do that I don't automatically support people that are in my subscription list because of what I've been telling you guys here tonight. That I still watch things that, watch other channels that I don't agree with for the most part, but I do see some truth there. And that's why I watch it. A lot of times what happens is they'll be talking about something and I disagree, so I'll go research it a little bit more and I'll find something different. So that's actually, it's helpful for me. So yeah, that's something else too, guys. You know, since the inception of my channel, I promise you guys no drama here, and that's exactly what I've delivered so far. And you know, I don't try to bring, and that's why I have the rules I have. 3 simple rules in my chat, and it keeps that stuff away. You know what I mean? Because if it does happen, you know, okay, cool, Skywatcher. But listen, you know, we just got to try to stay positive, be there for each other when we can, and still go at the truth, and be assertive when we need to. And I think that's what Becca was trying to say earlier. We have to be assertive to the point where we have to at least let our position be known. You know, and sometimes it does take a stern way to put it out there. It really does. You know, but you know, my character is not that. It's just something I've never been good with. I got really thin skin. Yes, I know I'm laying them all out there. But I do. Some people would call me a wuss because I'm sensitive, I guess. That's what you got, if you want to put it that way. I can't, I don't know. My skin's gotten a little thicker as my channel's grown. And I could I give Scott a lot of credit on that because he's taught me a lot on how to deal with that. And, you know, while still holding true to who I am. And that's what I've done, and I've learned how to do all that kind of stuff. You know, handle stuff a little different. So, yeah, yeah, Ricky, thank you for saying that. I mean, I appreciate that. I really do. It's like this. I say this too, and I know I'm way over time on my live stream, so screw it. I'm gonna keep talking for a minute. My definition of love has changed a lot, and I know it's hard for people, especially the younger ones, to kind of understand this. And I relate this to like my wife. She is my best friend, straight up, my best friend. Okay, she knows everything about me. She knows everything I've done. Good, bad, or indifferent, right? And, you know, I did a video a while back, and maybe I should just go to it and show it to you. I would really like for everybody to watch it, not because of the views, but let me get to my videos here. It's called my what if video right now. Okay, my what if right now, I think is what I called it. And what it was, guys, is it was just me kind of letting everybody know that if you guys don't know what a what if video is, it's a video that a creator will put out, right? And they'll have it unlisted, or they'll have it to post in 3 days. And basically they're saying goodbye in case they pass away, right? And all you have to do is go back in there and keep re-upping the 3-day thing. So if something does happen, that video will post even if you've passed away. Nobody will have control over that. So, you know, your loved ones, you're saying you love your loved ones from the other side. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is I made this video because I was tired of that. I didn't want to wait. I want to be here for my family and my wife and the people that I love. I want them to know that. I don't want to have to be gone first. And, you know, that's just what I'm saying. I can't find it right now. Let's go here. again. Give me a second. It was quite a few months ago when I did that. And it has absolutely nothing to do with Planet X or any of the research I do, guys. Okay, it has everything to do with just me sharing stuff about me personally in an effort to show my wife, that kind of a thing, and possibly, inspire somebody else to do the same. Here it is, right here. Hey guys. Okay, I'm not gonna, go too far into this, but, well, that's me, guys, and that's my wife. Yeah, ain't she pretty? For sure. For sure. That's me when I was what? Let's check that out. I love that. Oh my gosh, look at that baby face. Wow. Anyway, we'll just cruise through here and show you some pictures, right? There you go. By the way, that's my sister. Believe it or not. 17 years apart. Nobody in between. So what I'm saying there is, I think I kind of shared this before. My mom had 13 miscarriages and a tubular pregnancy when I was growing up. There's absolutely nobody between me and my sister. So she got pregnant with one fallopian tube after having all those miscarriages and still carried her. If that isn't a miracle, I don't know what is. And I'm telling you, this little girl here turned into be a great woman, a great sister. And, has now given me a nephew that is just awesome. And, I was only home for about a year before I moved out and we got married. With her being born, I was 17. And, so yeah. But as far as the definitional level that I was talking about earlier, guys, the physical attraction that we have for one another, that becomes secondary after a while. And it becomes better. Let me say that. Because it is. I love my wife in such a way now that it's so deep I could never even dig myself out of that if I wanted to. And it's amazing that that's happened. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too much into that, but go watch that video, guys. I think you guys will probably like it. It is me getting a little personal. It is me showing a lot of my pretty exposed. I'll just put it to you that way. I just let it all out there. And I didn't do it for any other reason but for her. Because sometimes we can't tell our loved ones how we feel because we're either embarrassed or something like that kind of steps in, right? So instead of using social media, that wall that's not there for a negative thing like a troll would do, the keyboard warriors out there typing whatever they want without fear of any kind of repercussion. Well, I flipped the script on that. And I used it for a positive thing. Because I said things to her in this video I couldn't say to her face. And so, yeah. That's what happened there. And I would encourage everybody to do this. Just don't wait. Don't wait. It's not worth it. Be here. Be here when these people know how you feel. It's okay to have a what if video, because to be honest with you, I do too. Mine's in here, but that's secondary to what we can do when we're still here. And another thing, my mom had all the miscarriages. When I do get to go to the other side, I got 13 brothers and sisters I get to meet. It's gonna be one heck of a freaking family reunion, that's for sure. So yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. You too, Skywatcher. I am going to get off here now, guys. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. I had no intent for this to actually happen. I didn't mean for any of that stuff here at the end to happen. So I do apologize. And my next video, because guys, I understand people don't want to watch an hour and a half live stream. I get it. Not every day anyway. But I will be just doing the live streams once or twice a week, and my regular edited, 30-minute or less videos. So stay safe, guys. God bless. And, yeah, Yahushua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid, right?